To be cricketers themselves, be professional cricketers themselves. So for me, it was always about these big tournaments. It always brought the best out of me. I think that the bowlers always speak for themselves, but when the pressure is not on, they perform. But we had to see them in the big games.
What does this India corporate T20 bash mean to you?
Yeah, it's nice to be back first and foremost. I wish I obviously come here. I don't come here often enough, but I think with regards to India corporate bash, I think. It's very, very different, very unique. You're dealing with everyday people. The people that fill the stadiums in the IPL or all the other formats here in India. We're giving them an opportunity to be cricketers themselves. Be professional cricketers themselves. So obviously, I speak on behalf of the other mentors. It'd be nice once they actually get selected, and to start the process. The whole journey, a couple of months before it actually starts. Get them in some, tip-top condition, so that the standard is important, and it's something I'm excited about.
Okay, coming to international cricket, Champions Trophy is going on. South Africa, luck seems to just chasing them like it has always been when it comes to ICC tournaments. There seems to be a little bit of frustration because of the rain, but one match, the next match, if they win it, they'll be through to the semi-finals. What do you think is the overall performance of South African side so far? Because they played in the Tri-Nation series in Pakistan. The experience factor of the guys overall.
Yeah, I think. Look, for me, we've lost quite a lot of series under Rob Walter. And when you need to win a game in order to stay in a series outside the tournament, that's where we've fallen short.
Yeah.
But a game against England, when we play them, it's going to be a do or die. They've got to embrace the opportunity and the occasion. It's for me, it was always about these big tournaments. It always brought the best out of me. Hopefully they can find it in themselves, to get over and win the game against England, because it's going to come down to that particular game. With regards to the weather, why it keeps following us in the ICC tournaments, I have no idea, but what can we do?
Your thoughts on the captain, Temba Bavuma, the way he rallied the entire team with him, and also the fact that they are going to play the WTC final against Australia. So your thoughts on the overall camaraderie of the team this time around? It looks a very positive and comfortable side, and the change room looks calmer this time around.
In saying that, obviously Temba is nice that he's turned his fortunes around. He's leading from the front. He's also making some runs. I think that the bowlers always speak for themselves, but when the pressure is not on, they perform. But we had to see them in the big games, and that's where it matters most. Pointless playing, series after series and doing well. But that's got to come, got to come in the big games. And the World Cup, the T20 World Cup final was a perfect example of, when we had it, we had one hand on the cup. Nothing happened. So it's all well and good. They're in the confidence space. They got good skill sets. They got to win the big games, and that's the way it boils down to.
Okay, last question, please. If you look at your performances over the years, you were one of the most fearless cricketers in the world cricket, but it took the qualities of Herschelle Gibbs, the player that you were, to imbibe into the format and the T20 formats. It took a lot of time, and we saw something like that happening with the Indian cricket team now. They're constantly looking to breach that 300 and mark. So what was blocking the players back then, and what sort of change do you think has come now?
Look, I think for me it's about the T20 format. There's so much of it is played that you've got to be able to, as a batter, implement that in ODI cricket as well. And I made an example, obviously, of the guys like Duckett and Gretzky who faced 140 odd balls and only scored 160, and Gretzky scored 150. But once you faced 100 balls, 110 balls, surely that the message goes out and say, now you play some T20 cricket. The game has evolved. Sachin got 200, 2010. That's 15 years ago. Faced 140 balls, still got 200. Now you can imagine, like I said, Travis Head facing 140. How much do you think he's going to have? That's the mindset. Gretzky's game, he got 150, lost the game. Duckett, same thing, lost the game. So if you're going to score, face 100, I mean, that's almost half the innings.
Yeah.
You got to get at least 380 or 400. My point's there, point's valid. Yeah. But you've got to be able to implement the T20 in the ODI format. That's the difference. Yeah. We maybe, with the bench, we started it, that sort of mindset, but you'd obviously see it more often today. And obviously when Rohit plays, Shobham Gill, they have that sort of approach, that sort of mindset. Those guys, I mean, like Rohit scored a couple of double centuries already. So I say that obviously the batters, you've got to be able to implement it in 50 over cricket. I mean, the score's 300, 330, you're not going to win it.
Yeah.
A lot depends on the surface. The only time the guys do struggle is a little bit when there's a little bit of turn. And that for me is still where world cricket, as far as the batting is concerned, still, because you don't see when the ball turns.
Yeah.
You don't see high scores.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where it is.
Don't miss out. Log on to oneindia.com for more updates.